Hey friends, welcome back to your yoga practice. My name is Jess, and today's class is a grounding, strength-building Vinyasa flow. This class is a powerful flow, but it's also extremely earthing in the fact that we don't do a lot of jumping or cardio-based things here. We're doing a lot of pressing, we're doing a lot of rooting, and the strength that comes in that way is sometimes a little bit more mentally challenging, but extremely rewarding and will show up tenfold for you in your practice. If you enjoy classes like this, please subscribe to my channel and share it with a friend so that we can continue to grow our YouTube family. And if you'd like to find me off of YouTube, my website is jrockyoga.com for retreats, trainings, and more classes. And I'm on Instagram at jrockyoga. Let's get to it. I'll see you on the other side. Let's get started down on our backs today. So you can come down any way that feels good to you. You can take your full Savasana, extending your legs. Maybe your feet are together, knees apart. Just find a place where you can feel restful. And allow yourself to settle in here. Feeling the weight of your body drop. Let the earth hold you. And come into your breath. Each time your mind wanders away from the focus on your breath, gently guide it back. Soften yourself deeper into the earth. The next time an inhale comes to you, draw a nice long breath in through your nose. Fill until you cannot fill anymore. And then open your mouth, big sigh. Take another nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, big sigh. On your next inhale, expand. And as you exhale, draw one knee into your chest, and then the other. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders all the way up. Forehead maybe touches your knees, and give yourself a giant hug. Beautiful. Then take your right leg, wrap it on top of your left leg, and you can stay right here, or you can double wrap, bringing the top of your foot around your calf. And then place your toes on the mat in front of you. Reach your arms up toward the sky, take an inhale. And as you exhale, wrap your right arm underneath your left. So it's right leg over, right arm under. And then reach your fingertips back behind you. Good, so you're getting long here. Your low back can arch a little bit, it can come off of the mat, but you still have a little bit of core connection, so your low ribs are pulling down towards your pubic bone, just ever so slightly, so we're not completely letting everything loose. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, press your low back into the earth, elbows to knees, but lift upward like a teardrop shape, and then inhale, come back down, tap fingers and toes. Exhale, in and up for 2. And back down. Good morning. Body. And 3. Back down. 2 more. Exhale, up, 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 up. And down. Last one. Exhale up and hold for 5. Lift up shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down, uncross the legs. Reach your arms up over your head and elongate both of your legs. Big stretch. Exhale if you need it. And then slowly draw both of your knees back into your belly. Wrap yourself into a teeny tiny little ball. Give yourself some love. Starting nice and strong, nice and fiery today. We'll take our left leg and wrap it over our right. And maybe you double wrap, maybe you don't. Just squeeze the inner thighs together and then place your toes on the ground. And reach your arms upward toward the sky. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, left arm under, right arm over. Good. So it's left leg over, left arm under. Fingertips come back behind you. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, low back presses into the earth. Lift upward and inward. For 1. For 2. Just 5 today. For 3. For 4, really curl in, rib cage absorbs into your body, everything up. And last one, 5, and we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it all, extend your arms, extend your legs. Big stretch. Good. Pull everything back inward and start to rock and roll on your spine, up and back. With the sun coming out this morning, what a beautiful day. I'm sending that positive energy through the screen right to you. And then when you have enough momentum, you'll cross your ankles and roll over onto all fours. Beautiful. So paw the mat with your hands, really getting acquainted with the earth beneath you. Spread your finger bones wide. And as you inhale, your belly will drip down and your tailbone will flip upward toward the sky. Heart scoops forward, maybe you lean a little bit forward. As you exhale, press into the earth, round and curl, hollow through your belly, separate your shoulders on your back. Good, inhale, lead with your tailbone, belly drips down, heart moves forward. Exhale, round and curl. Good, take this on your own now. Inhales, opening. Exhales, closing it off, finding a little curl. And notice that when you close one side of your body, the other side opens. There's always an opposite action, there's always a duality in our practice. And we're always looking to find that balance within ourselves, within our physical body, within our mind, within our soul. So see if you can find the balance here. Moving at your own pace, opening and closing. Beautiful. Start to come back to a neutral spine. Walk your hands a little bit more forward, like 3 to 4 inches. Spread your finger bones wide and tuck your toes. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, glide your sitting bones up and back, downward facing dog. Press your hands down and forward into the earth. Wrap your elbows back. Start to bend your right knee. Kind of pull your chest toward the top of your right thigh and press your hands down and forward. You can bend your left knee a little bit to anchor your heel. Sometimes that helps you feel the stretch a little deeper. And then we'll switch, just like we're marching. So right heel down, bend your left knee extremely generously. Belly can contact your thigh if you can get it there. Hands pressed down and forward. And we'll take a few more of these, just moving at your own pace, kind of warming up. And if you want to add anything else, like sway your hips, sway your head and neck, take a couple wiggles, and go ahead. Just letting your body know it's time to move soon. And come on back to your downward facing dog and start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Hands come to shins. Inhale, scoop your heart forward, halfway lift. And exhale, lead with your heart, heart leading towards the ground. Fold, bend your knees as much as you need, it's early. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders wrap around your spine. Really accentuate your heart moving forward. And as you exhale, fold. Inner thighs spiral in, tailbone spirals up. Last one, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. This time, grab onto opposite elbows, separate your feet hip width or maybe even a little wider, and start to sway left and right. And let this be a little bit more spicy than usual. So sway a little faster, and you can use your exhales to kind of to either side. Having that like whooshing sound sometimes helps your momentum. And get out of your head, get into your body here, like shoo, 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 shoo. Bend your knees a little bit. Relax the back of your neck. Beautiful. Come on back to center. Bend your knees until your bum touches your heels, or it goes in that direction. And then straighten, sitting bones to the sky, crown of head to the earth. And then bend and straighten. And again, you can use your breath here. You can bend, maybe inhale, exhale, straighten. And straight, it doesn't have to be fully straight. Nothing ever has to be fully straight. I always like to keep a little bend in the joints. That also helps the flow of prana move through our body. So when things are locked out, unless you're doing something like a press, like a handstand press, or your leg is off the ground, we don't usually lock. So try and be fluid here, even with straightening your legs. And maybe you mix it up, sway, bend, sway, bend. About 2 more breaths, and whatever you're doing, whatever feels good to you. And then we meet in our fold. Release your hands down toward the earth. And as you inhale, halfway lift. Maybe fingertips to ground this time, scooping your heart away from your thighs, shoulder blades hug your spine. And as you exhale, crawl your hands back out to your downward facing dog. Take a moment to settle in what just happened. Feel what you feel. And reconnect with your breath. Each inhale to the crown of your head, and each exhale back to the base of your spine. Focusing on the central column as you breathe, slowing your breath and slowing your heart rate. As you inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Press your heart back towards your thighs, bend your knees just a little bit, and wrap your elbows back. You've probably exhaled by now, so your next inhale, press off your toes and come forward to a high plank. In your high plank, press off of your fingertips. Lift the shoulders just a little bit. We're not sinking down, we're not super rounded, but we're lifted, we're engaged. And find your thighs super active. As you inhale, press off your toes and lean your shoulders past your wrists forward. And as you do that, press into your finger pads. So it's almost like you're resisting the lean forward by pressing into your finger pads. Maybe you even roll to the toenail edge side of your foot so that they're pointed. Good. Roll up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out, small but mighty. Inhale, come up to your tippy toes. Exhale, round and curl forward to your high plank. Shoulders above your wrists. Adjust, absorb your rib cage, lift your thighs. Press off of your tippy toes, press down into your finger pads and lean forward. Lean, 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 lean. Okay, up and back, down dog. Deep breath in and long breath out. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, round and curl forward. Feel the spice, feel the sizzle. This time, all the way forward. Lean forward, press into your finger pads. Good. Place both knees on the ground. Whoo! Bend your elbows back, pull your heart through your arms and lower all the way down to your belly. Nice, untuck your toes. And for the first one, let's take our fingertips wide. So off the mat, spike your elbows up toward the sky and press down through the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift and open your heart. Wide cobra. Exhale, heart drips down, forehead drips down. Inhale, puff the back of your heart up, let that lead you. Gaze is the last thing to lift, wide cobra. Exhale, all the way down. Last one of these, inhale, lift, take your time. Exhale, so good, right back down. Hands come beside your rib cage. Draw your elbows back and tether them a little bit together, like there's a string pulling them toward the center. As you inhale, cobra. And as you exhale, take a child's pose. Know that child's pose is always available to you in any practice. You can come back here, ground, reset. As you inhale, press forward, all fours. As you exhale, downward facing dog, tuck your toes, glide it back. Breath in and breath out. Reconnect. Up onto your tippy toes as you inhale. Look between your hands here and tippy toe, keeping your legs as straight as you can, pressing your hands down as much as you can, all the way to the top of your mat. When you get there, maybe you hover a little bit and then step forward. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. So this is a strength-based practice, and when you tippy-toe, keeping your hips high and your legs straight, inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Reach your arms up over your head. Samastitihi as you exhale. When you do that and you lean forward and you load your shoulders, that builds the strength in your shoulders and works you towards being strong enough for arm balances, handstands, all of that good stuff. So try not to move away from that sensation, because when we first start leaning the weight forward onto our fingertips and onto our shoulders, if we've not done it before, it can feel really unsettling, really uncomfortable. At least for me, it's like I want to run away from it immediately. So for this practice, see if you can stay a little bit longer in those places that were like, ooh, what is this? I really don't like it because it's new. And as we do it and we build the strength, it'll get more comfortable. Inhale, circle your arms up over your head, big stretch. Exhale, bow forward, lead with your heart. Inhale, halfway lift, pull your heart away from your thighs. Pause here. As you exhale, I want you to plant your hands in front of you. Wrap your elbows back and press into your hands and finger pads. As you do that, lift your heels, come all the way up as high as you can onto your tippy toes. This is great if you have blocks, sometimes this helps. Hollow through your core. And just one tippy toe at a time, I want you to tippy toe back to your downward facing dog. Whew, it might not look like much, but it feels like much. Deep breath in and a long breath out. As you inhale, come up to your tippy toes. As you exhale, round and curl forward to your high plank. Keep rounding forward and lower chaturanga or knee down chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Nice, right through it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. As you inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Look between your hands and straight legs start to tippy toe all the way forward. Press and lift out of your shoulders. Shoulders come up by your ears. Woo! Good, halfway lift when you get to the top of your mat. Exhale to fold. Inhale, let's rise all the way up. Look up, exhale, let's fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. And as you exhale, plant your hands. Press the ground away, elbows wrap back, lift your heels. Look forward, onto the tippy toes, wee. And tippy toe, all the way back to your downward facing dog. And the slower you do, the more you hover, the harder it is, the more strength building it is. Take a breath in and take a breath out. As you inhale, tippy toes, and as you exhale, round and curl forward, use the full exhale for chaturanga. Inhale, lift and open your heart, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in and a long breath out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, float your right leg up toward the sky. Bend your knee, rotate your right leg, opening your hip. Beautiful. As you inhale, straighten, and as you exhale, maybe bend your top leg, really getting into your hip, opening it up. Take one more inhale here, and as you exhale, lift onto your bottom tippy toes. Bring your right knee to your outer right armpit, and then to your nose. Now lift the back of your heart up toward the sky by driving your hands down in toward the earth. Lift your hips, pull thigh to belly, and then step to your right thumb. All right, inhale, lift, high crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. As you inhale, flip your front palm and reach forward. And as you exhale, reverse. Straighten your front leg, rock onto your front heel, and then drop into Skandasana over your back heel. And it doesn't have to be super low, it's early in our practice, so your hands could be on the ground, that's completely fine. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, pivot to the back of your mat, anchor your right hand, inhale your left arm up to the sky, open twist. Left hand comes down to the floor, crawl all the way back around to the front of your mat. Plant both of your hands and lift onto your back toes. Rock onto your front heel, press your hands down, compress belly to thigh, and step back. Downward dog. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, round and curl forward through your vinyasa. Move to the rhythm of your breath. Left leg floats high, inhale. And as you exhale, bend your knee, rotate your hip open toward the left. You can straighten and bend it with your breath, a few hip circles, whatever feels good in your body. And then take another inhale. And as you exhale, lift onto your bottom tippy toes, curl your left knee outside your left armpit, and then to your nose. Lift your shoulders up from the back of your heart, press down. Heel to bum, hips high, step to your left thumb. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise. And as you exhale, find warrior two. As you inhale, reach forward, flip your front palm. And as you exhale, reverse. Straighten your front leg, rock onto your front heel, and then sit Skandasana over your right heel. Find length at the crown of your head, rooting through your sitting bones. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, pivot to the back of your mat. Left hand anchors, right arm up, open twist. Breath in, and breath out. Right hand comes down inside right foot. Crawl back around to the front of your mat. Up onto your back, tippy toes, plant your hands. Rock onto your front heel, press down, compress your belly to thigh, and step your straight leg back, down dog. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, vinyasa, or you skip it. Inhale, lift and open your heart. Shoulder blades wrap spine. Exhale, lift through your hips, up and back. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Walk your hands back towards your feet. When you get there, halfway lift, breathe it in. As you exhale, fold forward, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, sit your hips way, way back. Drop your rib cage in between your thighs and reach your arms forward for a power chair. Notice here, if the rib cage is really dripping down, it's not super engaged. So tuck your rib cage towards your pubic bone and find your core connection. Good, now place your hands down in front of you. Lift onto both of your tippy toes, look forward. Bring the knees to the back of your triceps or your armpits. Keep leaning forward just like we've done all class. Press into your finger pads and lift, heels to bum. Crow for 5, 4, 3, press the ground away. 2, hollow the belly, and 1. Sit all the way back and down in your malasana. Pull your heart to your thumbs and your thumbs to your heart. Allow your shoulders to slide down your back, your jaw to unclench. Maybe you sway a little bit, left and right. Good work. Settle back into your breath. Settle back into the here and the now. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, plant your hands, fold forward, and toe heel your feet back hip width. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, walk your hands back out, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up toward the sky, and as you exhale, bend your right knee, open your hip. Inhale, come up onto your bottom tippy toes. Exhale, curl your right knee outside your right armpit. Really try and get it high and far forward. Maybe even lean a little bit forward, shoulders past the wrists. Then pull your knee to your nose, lift your hips, back of your heart presses toward the sky. Gently step towards your right thumb. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Exhale, open, warrior two. As you inhale, reach your right arm forward, pause here, really like dip into your hip. And as you exhale, reverse, but stay low this time. Just for a moment, see if you can reach your right armpit up and over as you draw your right knee forward. Spiral your heart toward the sky. Beautiful. Straighten your front leg, rock onto your front heel. Find your Skandasana. Good. So this one might be a little different. You might find a little buoyancy pressing into your heels, down and in, so that when we press down and in, we squeeze up, and we feel our whole hamstring, we feel our inner thighs, strengthening, lengthening, all the good stuff. One more inhale, and as you exhale, pivot toward the back of the mat. Right hand comes down, inhale your left arm up to the sky. This time you can stay in this nice open twist, or all 10 toes can pivot toward the left, and you can rotate your right hip underneath you and kind of start to drip it down towards the earth. Flex both of your feet, right shoulder up towards your ear, or you can just stay in the open twist. Do what feels good to you. Take one more inhale, and as you exhale, lift your hips. Left hand comes back down inside your left foot and crawl around to the front of your mat. Pause here. Anchor your left hand just in front of your left shoulder, so it's a little bit of a diagonal. Tent up onto your right fingertips and lift onto your back tippy toes. Take an inhale to scoop your heart forward, and as you exhale, pull your right knee to your nose. So left palm is flat, right hand is fingertips. Oh yeah, something kind of crazy. Press both of your hands down and forward, lift your hips, thigh to belly, and then drop your left heel over to the left and anchor your whole foot, your whole left big toe. Now, spike your right knee up to the sky, and that might pull your right fingertips up off the mat, so it's kind of, your arm is dangling in front of your face and you're in this almost side plank. And if you would like, you can stay right here, right arm over your ear, or you could reach your peace fingers for your right big toe, and you could bend firmly into your bottom leg. And then you straighten, or straight-ish, your right heel to the sky as you press down into the earth with your bottom foot. Spiral your heart up for 5, your version of side plank, 4, 3, shoulders together on your back, and 1. Step your right foot back to the front of the mat where it started. Oh yeah. Inhale, scoop your heart forward, and as you exhale, up on the back tippy toes, plant your hands, press, 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 and round back. Straight leg, downward facing dog. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, Vinyasa. Inhale, lift and open your heart. Exhale, glide it up and back. Inhale, left leg floats to the sky, and as you exhale, bend your left knee, rotate your hips open. Inhale, up onto your bottom tippy toes, and exhale, around to the left. Left knee, outer left armpit. Maybe even lean a little forward. And then knee to nose. Step left foot to left thumb. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2, make it fluid. Inhale, flip your front palm, reach forward. Take a little pause, deepening the bend in your front knee. And as you exhale, reverse it. Stay low. Right side body compresses as left side body opens. Heart floating and spiraling toward the sky. Left knee drawing forward. Straighten your front leg, rock onto your front heel, Skandasana. Sit down over your back heel. And take a moment here, a little warmer. So press down and pull in through both of your heels. Maybe a little bounce. One more inhale. And as you exhale, pivot toward the back of your mat. Right arm up toward the sky, open twist, you stay here, or all 10 toes point toward the right, and you start the journey of left hip under, and then down. Left shoulder up towards your ear. And then don't forget about your feet. Flex your feet and imagine that there's energy pulling out and away from your extended leg. And your right arm might want to fall a little bit, or it might want to like float along your extended leg. Take a few breaths. One more inhale. And as you exhale, lift your hips, come all the way up, and walk all the way back to the front of your mat, framing your front foot. Anchor your right hand in front of your right shoulder so that you have a diagonal angle. And then tent up onto your left fingertips, like there's a cupcake underneath your left hand and you don't want to squish it. So you're up on your fingertips, they're pulling inward. Up on your back tippy toes, take an inhale. Exhale, press down, lift your left knee into your nose. Both hands down and forward, belly to thigh. Woo! Start to drop your back heel over toward the right, anchoring your right big toe, and bend your knee as much as you need. Spike your left knee up toward the sky, and as you move your knee up toward the sky, your left fingertips start to be pulled up and off the earth. Keep pressing down and forward with your right hand as you support the back of your heart with your right shoulder. So you can stay right here, Or you can bend into your bottom leg, reach for your left big toe with your left peace fingers, and start to straighten your left heel toward the sky. Bottom knee can be bent, stand on it to start. Stand on it, use the power of that leg, and then press down with your right heel to elongate for 5, 4, heart to the sky, 3, keep breathing, 2, and 1. All right, left foot back where it started, top of your mat, hands frame your left foot, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, up on your back, tippy toes, plant your hands round your spine. Press, 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 straight leg, step back. Down dog. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, round and curl forward. Vinyasa. Inhale, lift and open your heart. Exhale, glide it up and back. Down dog. Take a moment to pause, take a moment to breathe. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. And as you exhale, send the weight back and bend your knees, sitting down into your power chair. Reach your arms forward, tuck in your rib cage. So notice like I kind of have this upward arch in my spine, and when I tuck my ribs in, it closes me off a little bit. So that'll engage your core. Good, plant your hands down in front of you. Inhale up onto your tippy toes, look forward, fly in, knees to back of triceps, round. So think about pressing the ground away, you're lifting up. You're not going down, you're going up for 5, 4, hollow the core, 3, press down, 2, and 1. Can you hover so slowly back into your squat? How slow, how slow, how slow? Control the descent. Yeah, sit down, thumbs to heart, heart to thumbs. Beautiful work. Big breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. And if you could stay up there longer, you stay up there longer. So whenever you're practicing in my class, if you have a hold or a hover or you have some like air time, ignore me and stay up and work on that. Beautiful. One more inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, lift your hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, find your long spine. Exhale, crawl it back out. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in and long breath out. Inhale your right leg up toward the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, rotate your hips open. Inhale up onto your bottom tippy toes, and as you exhale, right knee to outer right armpit. Lean it forward, knee to nose. Step your right foot to your right thumb, and then crawl your hands around toward the center here. Skandasana over your left knee. Just for a moment, we're gonna work a little bit more actively into our inner thighs, and then we'll switch. Skandasana over your right knee. Keep your hands on the ground to start, and just move very intentionally. So even though your hands are on the ground, there's no weight. It's just like a connecting to the earth here. So you connect as you transfer, but the power comes from pressing down through the bent leg heel. Okay? And you might even linger the hands on the opposite side, getting a little bit more of a side body stretch when you transfer to the other side. Good. Okay, come to center, lift your hips toward the sky. Inhale to fingertips, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down and fold in. When you fold down and fold in, this is gonna be active, so we're not just chilling here. This is a SIZZLE class, y'all. So I want you to press down through your feet and feel your kneecaps lift and your thighs lift up into you. And they kind of inward spiral just a little bit. And with that foundation, your upper body can just waterfall down toward the earth. And it's like heart toward the earth here, heart toward the earth. Good, separate your shoulders on your back, like they're moving away from your spine. And really use each inhale and exhale as a chance to deepen. Good, halfway lift. And I'm gonna hop a little bit back on my mat so I have more mat in front of me. We're gonna take a couple press handstand strength holds. So this will eventually work you towards a straddle press. If you do have blocks, you're welcome to stand on your blocks and do this. That helps you elevate your hips above your shoulders. So I'll do that on the second side, but for this side, we're just gonna place our hands a little bit in front of our feet. Take an inhale for a halfway. And on your exhale, press down, round the spine, lift your heels, and lean forward. Press into your finger pads. Hollow, 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 lean, lean, lean. How much can you lean and how much can you lift your thighs up into you? Lift your thighs up into you for 5, 4, press, 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 3, 2, and 1, all the way down. Good, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. See if the fold is a little deeper this time. Strength and flexibility are best friends. The more strength and the more activity we can have in our muscle, the more connection we have to allow it to soften and be flexible in our nervous system. Take a nice halfway lift, and as you exhale, crawl around to the front of your mat. Pause here. Feet are parallel. Fingertips reach as far to the top of the mat as you can. And notice that your left hip wants to follow your left hand, so draw your left hip back. Drop your heart down and pull your heart like it wants to go through your fingertips. Your right inner thigh should be feeling nice and stretchy stretch. As you inhale, start to lift your back heel and then pivot all 10 of your toes to the front of your mat. Walk your right foot over toward the left and drop your right knee down for half pigeon. Good, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale to pull your heart forward and up. If that feels okay, squeeze the inner thighs together and reach your arms up, finding this lifting sensation from the bottom of your rib cage. And then as you exhale, pour your heart down all the way to the earth. And you could be up on forearms, down on a block, all the way down. It's your practice. You do what works for you. And just allow yourself to settle here. Reconnect to your breath and get close to you. Maybe a little sway in your hips left and right. When you feel a sensation, see if you can draw your mind to that sensation. Send your breath to that area. Allow it to open for you. Not forcing, just placing our awareness, attention, and breath, and allowing our body to do the work for us. These grounding practices, this was a very grounding practice, although it was very strength-based. So these take a lot out of us, they take a lot of focus, and they take a lot of getting close to the uncomfortable in our body. And when we can kind of snuggle up with what's uncomfortable, it's not as scary anymore. It helps us move through those challenging postures, those challenging events in life. And start to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes. Press into your hands and pull your right knee to your nose. Step back to your downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. Float your left leg up toward the sky, and as you exhale, bend your knee, rotate your hips open. Inhale up onto your bottom tippy toes. Exhale, left knee outside left armpit. Lean forward, lean forward, lean forward, knee to nose. Squeeze it in, step between your hands. Walk your hands around toward the right. And then we're going to Skandasana again. So go ahead and find Skandasana sitting over your right heel. Now this time, we're going to transition, but you can Leave the hands on the mat. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see. You can leave your hands just like we did, getting acquainted with the earth, or you can bring the hands out in front of you like an offering, or any other way that feels good to you. This also counterbalances our hips, and we can transfer just using the power of our legs. And allow this to be a little meditative. Use your breath and use your awareness. Inhales for the transfer, the transition. Exhales to ground into either side. Beautiful. And then come to center. Toes turn in a little bit. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Now for this side, I'm going to use my blocks to show you what's possible. If you have blocks, you're welcome to grab them. Set them up in about how wide your straddle is, behind your mat or on your mat. And then you'll step onto your blocks. If you don't have blocks, that's totally fine. Just work like we did on the first side, feet to floor. That will do the trick as well. The blocks elevate so that if you are close to lifting a leg up or lifting your feet up, it might just help you flip your hips up over you. All right, so fingertips, inhale, halfway lift here, up on your blocks, nice and lifted. Exhale, plant your hands. Use the exhale to press. Round, lift onto your tippy toes. Press, 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 thighs lift, lean forward, trust yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, all the way down. Step off your blocks, come back to your wide-legged fold. Maybe a little sway, relax your head, relax your neck. Big exhale, let it go, let it go, let it go. I'll turn back around to mirror y'all, and then inhale, come to a halfway lift. As you exhale, feet stay the same, crawl your hands toward the top of your mat. Stay on your fingertips. So hands are fingertips where you would be in down dog, feet are the same, and notice that as you crawl your hands forward, right hip wants to follow your right hand. So draw your right hip back as you press your fingertips forward. Nice right side body stretch, nice inner left thigh stretch. And then heart wants to pull through your hands and also drip down toward the floor. So much activity here. You could chill in this, or you could really press fingertips forward, right hip back, heart forward, drop down. Activate your feet, lift and spread your toes. In each posture, there's an opportunity for us to dive in or to dial back, right? There's an opportunity for us to ignite and turn on, or rest and digest. And I do feel that the more we choose the option of being completely present and locked in, energized, turned on, fingertips, toes, aware, that travels over into our daily lives. We're cultivating the practice of presence, of focus, of discipline and devotion. And that's a beautiful thing, especially when you're disciplined and devoted to you and the betterment of you. Lift up onto your right tippy toes, and then pivot all 10 of your toes to the front of your mat. Walk your left foot over to the right and drop your left knee down. Half pigeon, my favorite. This is one of my faves. I look forward to this in most practices. Inhale, lift your heart, draw your left hip back, round right hip forward. If this is all right for you, reach your arms up, find that lift, find your energy. And then exhale, dive your heart forward. Coming all the way down into your half pigeon variation. Snuggle up to you here. Snuggle up to your breath. Be with you. If you find your mind starting to talk to you, race, find sensation. Say, yes, yes, I hear you, but we're going to be here right now. We're going to focus. Come back to your breath. Allow your body to open for you. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, pull and press left knee to nose. And then step it back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in to land. Long breath out. Inhale up onto your tippy toes. And exhale. Place both of your knees down onto the earth. Sit back onto your heels, forehead to the earth. Child's pose. Taking a moment to honor you and your strength, your willingness, and your dedication. For taking this time to connect to not only yourself, but something greater. Walk your hands back to your knees, sitting your spine tall, allowing your shoulders to drip away from your ears. And from here, we'll slide our feet to one side and extend our legs out in front of us. I'm going to scooch a little bit more center on my mat. Plant your feet down, reach your arms out in front of you, and inhale to lift your heart up. As you exhale, feel your ribs absorb into your body, but imagine that I'm lovingly pulling your hands forward. So there's a resistance here. We are resisting, and your feet are pressing down and forward as well. So we're going back, but we're trying not to, right? And we curl, and we curl, and we curl all the way down. Beautiful work. We're going to take one bridge or one wheel pose, and it'll be a long one. So if you'd like to start in your bridge and then move to your wheel, you're welcome to do so. I'll cue us through that. If you know you'd like to go to wheel already, go ahead. You're at home, you're doing your thing. I trust you. Go for it. But if you're with me, spread your fingers wide. Drive your elbows down alongside your rib cage and imagine that you're holding like a glowing orb above your belly, and you don't want to drop it. It's so important. Good. Now stick your tailbone back into the earth and press the back of your skull into the earth as well, and you'll feel this natural C curve of your spine happen when you do that. Now imagine all the muscles that run along your spine, and just like we can engage and absorb our rib cage in, engage and absorb those muscles to wrap around your spine. So you'll feel them tensing, squeezing, protecting your spine. Good, keep all that and then press through your heels, lift your hips. Finding this really activated bridge pose. You can really drive through your heels and feel your heart lifting up like it wants to go up and back over your face. Toes are lifting, fingers are spreading. You can stay right here, or if you want more, hands go outside of your ears. And if you have trouble with wheel, take the stance wider with your hands. Give yourself space. Re-engage that curve of your back and squeeze all the muscles around your spine. Then evenly press hands and feet down. Once you're up, you might want to bring your hands closer to one another. And you might want to dip the tail to re-engage those muscles. Beautiful. To deepen, press into your heels or your feet and drive your hips toward the sky. See if you can breathe steady here. We've done a lot of front body closing, so this might not be your most open bridge or your most open wheel. That's okay, don't force it. We're just doing a little opposite action, finding our balance, finding our duality. There are days for strength and days for softness. When you're ready, tuck your chin, come all the way down. Take your feet wide and place your knees over to the left. And then over to the right. And windshield wiper your knees a few times, releasing your sacrum, Releasing the muscles along your spine, your QL, your extensors. And then let your knees fall in upon one another. Arms wide. Maybe your eyes close here. Welcoming in a loving kindness to your heart space. A warmth. And allowing that warmth to radiate out into all of your limbs, out past your mat, out past the room you're in, out into the world, connecting you with the greater pulse of the universe, of the people, of the warmth of our planet. Begin to extend your legs long and take up space. Your legs can go long, they can go wide. Same thing with your arms. Become a giant human starfish. And together we breathe in fully from base of spine all the way to crown of head. And together we breathe out. Releasing now all control on your breath. Allowing your breath to flow through you with no effort on your part. Releasing all control of our muscles, of the tension we hold. And dropping fully into the earth. Allow yourself to take rest here as long as you need. Savasana. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. I hope you enjoyed our strong and grounding strength work, and I hope that this helped you to realize that you are not only strong, but you are capable in whatever you believe. If you enjoyed this class, please subscribe to my channel, share it with friends so that we can grow our community here on YouTube and all practice together. And if you would like to find me off of YouTube, my website is jrockyoga.com for retreats, trainings, more classes, and my Instagram is @jrockyoga. You can always leave me a comment here or send me a message. I get to every single one and I love connecting with you. Have a beautiful day.